Welcome back to the Forage at Home Gardening series. In this video, we're going to talk about vegetables and herbs. Has someone ever told you that you have a green thumb? Having a green thumb means that you are really good at growing plants and know how to keep your plants happy and healthy. You might already know a lot about gardening, but we will help you learn about more ways to make your thumbs green. First, when starting your vegetable garden, you need to research what grows best in your area and pick the right vegetable plant. To find out what I can grow in my garden, I like to visit my local nursery, Phoenix Garden Center, here in San Antonio, Texas. The employees know everything about what grows best in the San Antonio area. Also, when you shop at a local nursery, the vegetable plants that you see are usually grown locally and are accustomed to the climate in your area, giving you a stronger, healthier plant. Lastly, don't be afraid to ask any questions. Second, you have to choose if you're going to start from a seed or a transplant. Sometimes it can be difficult to grow from seeds because they require special conditions for sprouting, and it can take a long time until they are fully established. But just because it takes lots of patience and special care starting from seeds, you should not avoid the seed packet. Growing from seeds are extremely cost-effective, and if you can successfully grow from seeds, then you really have a green thumb. Now, some plants grow successfully if they are planted as already growing plants, or transplants. Transplants, when purchased from the right growers, are accustomed to the climate in your area. They also are usually ready for ground or container planting. Personally, I do both. What I do is buy transplants from a local nursery and collect seeds from the mother plant. That way, if I have a really strong plant, I can grow it again the next season from the seed. Third, plan out your vegetable garden with the space you have, however small or large. You can use pots like these to have a successful garden. Container gardening is a way to garden without the hard work of digging soil. But if you do have room for a garden bed, make sure to plan out your planting area so each plant has enough room to grow. My friend Zavala made a great video about planting in your garden bed. I'll leave the link in the description below. Fourth, research if your vegetable needs any trellises or cages. Take this cucumber plant. Cucumbers are a vine crop, so it needs a trellis like this. This helps the cucumber plant climb and have enough room to grow. But that's not it. Sometimes the cucumber vines do not latch on the trellis, so you need to train it every day. I grab the vines like this and wrap it around where I want it to latch onto. And eventually, it will grab on like this. So be sure to check how your plant grows. Fifth, get rid of all the weeds. Weeds are just unwanted plants. What some people view as a weed, others might consider to be a beautiful garden plant. People have different opinions about what a weed is, but if your vegetable garden has too many extra plants, the vegetables will not have enough water, sunlight, and extra space to grow well. So how do we get rid of weeds? Weeds have the same needs as regular plants. The best way to get rid of weeds is to prevent them from getting some of what they need and to keep them from growing, like pulling them out of the ground. Finally, the most exciting time for any gardener is the harvest. The length and time from planting to harvest varies, depending on the crops grown. So make sure you do your research and carefully monitor your plants so you don't miss the timing. For example, broccoli is ready to harvest when its head has tight green buds. Cauliflower is ready when its head is tight and white and not separated. Now it's time for our at-home activity. Let's get started. For the container gardening activity, you will need a plant pot, seed or transplant, plant labels, permanent marker, soil, fertilizer, and water. You may need a trellis or a cage if you're planting a vine crop. When choosing your plant pot, make sure you allow plenty of space for the plants to grow in. Don't overcrowd the plants. Now, let's start with seeds. I'm going to use this tiny pot. It's just perfect for seeds. And the rest, you pretty much know what to do, right? Next, let's move on to transplants. I'm going to use this 8-inch pot and plant this cilantro transplant. When planting a transplant, you need to be extra careful to not hurt the plant. I usually loosen the soil by pressing down on the container like this, so it's easier to take out. Also, I like to put the plant in between my fingers like this so I don't damage it. Then, carefully flip it over. And remember to fertilize and water throughout your planting process. Let's plant another transplant in this terracotta pot. Again, be extra careful when taking out your transplant. This parsley can be grown both indoors and outdoors. But make sure to transfer it into a bigger pot when it grows bigger. Next, we have our teen ambassador, Alexandria, showing us a fun agua fresca recipe using fresh herbs.
Orange, blueberry, and basil fresca. You will need a whole entire orange in slices, 1 full cup of blueberries, and some basil leaves. You will layer these 3 ingredients in this column. This fresca, it boosts your immune system with vitamin C and antioxidants. Yes. Once filled, you place in water and refrigerate for 2 to 4 hours. And voila.
Thanks, Lexi. I made some too, with cantaloupe and some fresh basil right from my herb garden. We hope you enjoyed this video. Vegetable and herb gardening is one of my favorites just because your hard work is paid off with a bountiful harvest. Also, make sure to support your local nurseries like FANICS here in San Antonio, Texas. For more fun activities, check out the description box below. Happy gardening!